Hi there, my name is Dr. Cher Beauvais, and I just want to share talk about briefly about a book that can offer a bit of inspiration during what's happening right now, with COVID-19 and people feeling like their lives are a little out of control and where's this going and what's happening, and people to varying degrees have different things that they have to deal with and different stressors with this and different levels of support. But no matter what, our attitude is ultimately what will make a big difference to how we are as we go through this and how we come out of it. And one book in particular I find very inspiring. I read it several years ago. I'm probably actually going to reread it. It's an old book. It was actually a patient of mine that told me about it. Anyways, it's by Viktor Frankel, and he wrote the book Man's Search for Meaning. He's actually a psychiatrist. And this book, when he wrote it, he was in Auschwitz. And he was taking note, he noticed when he was a prisoner there, just a difference, like people that seemed to sort of be able to still hang on to a bit of themselves, no matter what, and under dire circumstances, and others that were not able to. And so he was sort of very observant of this and taking note of it. And when he finally was released from Auschwitz, it's actually quite tragic. When he was in Vienna, basically he found out his entire family, including his wife and baby, everybody had been killed. They were not with him in Auschwitz. And in 9 days, he actually dictated this book. But the essence of it is about the importance of being able, the only thing we have, the only freedom we have in our life is really how we choose the attitude and choose how we wish to interpret things that are happening in our lives. And he has one, I'll just read briefly from here, when he's talking about himself, and he said, how he found meaning even in Auschwitz. And he said, most important, he realized that no matter what happened, he retained the freedom to choose how to respond to his suffering. He saw this not merely as an option, but as his and every person's responsibility to choose the way in which he bears his burden. So it's a very inspiring book. The first bit is a bit rough to read because he is talking and telling stories about Auschwitz. But, towards the second part, he's getting a bit more into his sort of assessment and his realizations. And he developed a type of therapy, tragic optimism is what he called it. But anyway, so, if you're looking for something to kind of help you with, maybe you're struggling a bit with attitude, with mindset around what's happening right now, and you don't want to sort of go to lose yourself in this whole process and feel overwhelmed by it all, then this book is a great book. Interestingly enough, when I was on CBC, this is a couple of years ago, it was when I had read it, and they were talking about this book and how apparently Eleanor Roosevelt kept a copy of it next to her bed, and various people like all around the world, that this is kind of their go-to when they're having a rough time. It's one of these books you can reread over and over again. So I highly suggest that you pick it up. Again, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankel. And I hope if you are having a tough time right now, I really hope that you find this just gives you some perspective and something that's going to help you, feel better and be able to get through what we're going through right now. Okay, so take care of yourself, and I'll be back on again online soon. Take care.